Hello, friends. I am Chevee. Welcome to my shed. How are you today? How's life in your world? How's things where you are? I hope it's just great. Everything here is just fantastic. As it gets very close to time, just a reminder that you're going to see a very different set of videos coming up, and hopefully that's okay, and hopefully you have fun with it. I hope that you'll engage with it and leave comments because that'll really help me. I don't know that I'll have a lot of capacity to respond, right? Like I usually do. I usually try to respond to everything. I don't know that I have a whole lot of capacity for that. That being said, uh, I know quite a few of you have connected with me on other platforms. And for years and years and years, we were all on Twitter. I mean, I joined in like 2010 or 2011 or something like that. 2009 maybe, I don't know. Like whenever it started, I joined. And for a very long time, there was a big board game community there. And I was like, especially developers or designers. And I gathered a pretty decent group of friends over there. I had 3,700 followers, something like that. 3,500. Read that backwards. I had a pretty good following, and I would get really good engagement. And since last year, that's all just fallen apart. Like I could post a tweet today, and I would get a response in a couple of days. Like it just doesn't happen. So I have been on now for a while, both Blue Sky and Threads, and of those two, if I had to pick one, I would pick Threads. I think that it is a better experience. There is still a curated algorithm that runs that you could whatever, and for a lot of people on Blue Sky, the lack of that algorithm is why it's special. But it's very easy to switch to your following tab in Threads and just engage with your crowd, your group. But I think that the Blue Sky app experience and the web experience, the entire experience of Blue Sky is very slow, very clunky. I don't get notifications until long after. Like, it's really weird, and it doesn't work very well, in my opinion. But there's a lot of creators on Blue Sky that did not go to Threads, and I get it. Like, there's definitely it's a meta product, and there are people who very much do not support meta in anything that they do, and so I get not wanting to be there. But I feel like the Threads product is better in a lot of ways. But the interesting thing is, so here's the funny part. Last week, I think I told you about a British designer that I talked with. I met him on Threads, and I feel like my community on Threads, the community that I have found on Threads, is largely British. There's a lot of Europeans on Threads, not so much on Blue Sky. On Blue Sky, I have a community of people that it's kind of the same people I was talking to on Twitter, right? Like the active people. Of those 3,500 accounts, there's very few of those were still active even last year. But the ones that I see a lot from, they're the ones I see a lot from on Blue Sky. Whereas on Threads, I've had much more organic conversations with just people that I've never known and probably won't get to meet, But I've been very much enjoying that process. So I'm curious to know if you've been on either of those and what you think about them. Additionally, if you want to get on Blue Sky, I have a couple of invite codes that I'm not using. I've offered them up on other platforms and nobody's taken me up on that offer. So if you need a code, let me know. I think right now probably the easiest way to reach me is Twitter or Instagram DMs, or my email. My email's in the thing, and I'll send you a code. I have no problem doing that. Blue Sky it's a good experience, but it feels a little clunky, right? I do like the community. I do like the fact that there is no there's no algorithm pushing content. There's just people pushing content, which eventually, the one drawback that I have on Threads, I haven't experienced the need for this yet on Blue Sky, but eventually there will be those friends that just repost constant political garbage that I don't want to see, and I miss the ability to block their reposts. Like, I don't want to see your reposts. Sorry. Like, this isn't the content that I'm here for. And I don't want to block the person because I will have they will sometimes have genuine engagement. For me, a repost is not genuine engagement. It's just like spamming into the future or whatever. And I do miss the ability to shut that off without muting the person entirely. I don't know that ability exists on Blue Sky either. But I haven't felt a need for it there. There hasn't been anybody there spamming reposts of whatever their left-leaning, right-leaning, whatever their agenda is. Those people haven't invaded my feed yet. But so anyway, I'm curious. Are you on something other than Twitter, or do you actively even care? Is that even is that something that is interesting to you? Did you just skip the whole board game community social thing? Or maybe you're on Instagram. I don't know. For me, Instagram has always been my place where I post things about my kids and my woodworking. So I kept those communities separate. I kept board gaming on Twitter. Instagram was for personal life / woodworking. And I probably should just kind of meld it all together at this point, because I'm not... I think we all know I'm not actually chasing an algorithm here, but I did get at least some engagement in the past from other platforms when I would post links to these episodes, and I miss those random encounters with people who would stop by to say hi. That felt really cool, and so I should probably blend it all. I haven't sorted that out yet. Let me know what you think about that in the comments as well. But just let me know what you're on. If you want a Blue Sky invite, let me know. Thank you for being here as always. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, being amazing friends and wonderful people. I really appreciate you. And I'll see you again on Monday. Today's word you should know sounds smart is siren. It is acknowledging a destructive but selectively beautiful, beguiling woman, or anything considered dangerously seductive. It is natural to indulge in the illusions of hope. We are apt to shut out our eyes to that siren until she allures us to our death. Gertrude Stein, an American author. Siren. S-I-R-E-N. Are sirens like horns? Are those seductive?